guys, welcome. Welcome to this program, which is the first module about this very exciting program called Certified HR Generalist. This is a very key role, and we're going to get into this program in just a minute. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nitin, and to give you a quick background of myself, I'm a CEO at Middle-earth. I have about 30 years of industry experience. I'm an MBA from IIM Calcutta. I have a BE from IIT Roorkee, and I'm a visiting faculty at various institutes, and I've won several awards. But enough about me, right? The main thing is the focus is on the workshop. So let's get into the workshop. Now, it's my privilege to tell you about this beautiful workshop called Certified HR Generalist. This is one of our most popular programs and is meant for people who are aspiring to be HR generalists or who already are HR generalists but want to do their work in a more organized fashion and want to see if there are any gaps in what they're doing. So welcome to this program, and let me quickly take you through the structure of the program. See, all our programs are of the same structure. It consists of 6 weeks of 1 week sessions followed, each week is followed by a weekly project work. So every week you'll do a session and then you'll do your project work. And after you submit all the 6 weekly projects, you will be getting an international certification, which is well validated by HRCI, industry validated certification, so on and so forth. So this is the structure of the program. Now you might ask, what do we do every week? Now what you do every week is fairly clear. You will start your week with 2 to 3 video sessions. Each video session is what we call a learning bite. So typically a learning bite is about 10 minutes, may go up to 15 minutes, occasionally 20 minutes, but it's typically between that, right? Between 10 to 20 minutes. Once you see this video, you will have to do a reflection on what you have learned. So that's some kind of an interactive session. Now, once you complete that first interactive session, you'll see the second video, and then you'll see the interactive session, then the third video, then the interactive session. Each interactive exercise is normally 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. Ideally, you should be able to finish this entire video sessions in 1 to 2 hours. After you finish the video sessions, what you're going to do is you're going to get into a self-reading mode. So you'll be getting some reading on what you have learned. You're supposed to go through that reading and then try to take up a quiz. So this takes another 30 minutes to an hour. So right now you might be completing about 2 to 3 hours of time here. And after those 2 to 3 hours, you'll be quite strong on the subject. And then you will be getting into project work. Now, the project work is where you try to apply what you've learned. And the good thing about the Middle-earth programs is you have a real-time coach assigned to you, can support you, direct you, and give you any help if you require. And you also have the videos on which you can do it. So that's typically what you do every week. So typically this entire weekly schedule is about 3 to 4 hours, 2.5 to 4 hours, I would say. And then you submit your project, and then you wait for the next week, and ideally you complete the next project, and so on and so forth. And within 6 weeks, you get certified with an international certification as a CHRG. Now let me get into the program itself. What is a HR generalist? I think you're very clear what a HR generalist, as I think some of you already are that. Typically, HR generalist has a responsibility for helping in the recruitment of staff. Sometimes he might be the Spock in the department or single point of contact in the department, whose job is to talk to the recruitment team and support the recruitment process. Or sometimes in smaller organizations, he or she might do the entire recruitment on their own. Then conduct onboarding. Onboarding, sometimes called induction, is a very important part of most companies. Then support the payroll. You must ensure the payroll is given, payroll is done, and support the comp and ben system. Of course, one of the most important parts of HR generalist is to keep the employees motivated and engaged. And then support the personal and professional development of the organization's people, right? This is where they coordinate with the L&D team. And finally, they support the performance management of the people. Now, this is the main job, but while they do all this, they also are expected to do the record keeping, where they have to implement the policy documents and handbooks. So this is the entire job of a HR generalist. And now let me get into the program itself. Now, what is the program about? The program is divided into 6 broad components. Now, by the way, each of these components may be covered in a single week. Sometimes if the component is big, part of the component will be covered in 1 week, and then the next component will be covered in the next week. So typically over 6 weeks, you'll cover these 6 components. Let me run you through the 6 components. The first component is understanding a little more about competency-based recruitment, where you understand the competency-based selection process and how do you generate correct requirements from a motivational profile, from a functional profile and a behavioral profile. So typically your job as a HR generalist is to give this profile set to the recruitment team, right? And you have to give correct requirements, because if you don't give the correct requirement, you're not clear about competency-based recruitment analysis, you'll have a problem. You'll have to do, a job element analysis, you have to break it down, you have to do a behavioral analysis. There are a lot of technical aspects in giving the composite figure of what you want. Then you come to induction. Obviously, at the induction level, we look at how do you induct people, how do you engage them, and how do you keep employees satisfied. The next area is compensation and payroll. We're not going to go too much into depth, but we'll understand compensation, equity principles, and the payroll process a little bit. Then we get into the performance and competency management system, what we call a PCMS system, and that's where we understand the PCMS and various competency measures. That's the 4th module, right? We have selection, induction, compensation, and performance. Now let's go to the 5th module. The 5th module is where after you do the performance competency system, what we call PIP, sometimes called performance improvement planning system. How do you do the PIP system? And finally, the analytics on all this. So a HR generalist job, as you can see, is fairly complicated, and we are covering 6 broad aspects of the job. I hope you enjoy this program, and I'm sure it'll be a wonderful learning for you. Thank you, guys.